Pennsylvania, Congressman Fattah.
Well, let me thank the gentlelady who's organized this special order. There's no greater cause that could be the focus of our attention in this august body than future generations of Americans. Too much time is focused on the next election. I want to thank the gentlelady from New Jersey on focusing the House today on the next generation. And we know with a certainty that early childhood, quality daycare, early education, these are the fundamental building blocks. Now, we as a nation are competing with countries like China and India with billion-plus populated nations. We need to make sure that every single American child has the ability to rise up to their potential so that our nation can remain #1 in the world. And so I'm pleased that in the appropriations process, I serve on the Labor, Health, Education Subcommittee, and we do our work in the last couple of weeks. We have passed the appropriations bill, and this year we've made some progress. And I want to talk first about the good news. We did appropriate $2.7 billion for the Childcare Development Block Grant. And we increased it over last year, FY15, by $326 million. Now, that's the good news. The problem, of course, is that we still are a far cry away from providing for every family that would be eligible opportunities at affordable child care. Let me give you for instance, closer to home. I represent the birthplace of our democracy, Philadelphia, I think one of the greatest cities in the world. But we spent about $300 million this year on Head Start and child care activities, almost all of it federal money. $190 million coming out of the child care block grant I referenced earlier, but some $300 million. But we're only providing for 33% of the families in Philadelphia who would be eligible for child care through this effort. So we need to do more. And hopefully the city and the state will be partners in this effort, but our nation has to see this as President Nixon once said, as a national imperative. That is that we have a national interest in every one of these children living up to their potential. Now, 2 years ago, in one of a series done by WHYY and Newsworks, they focused on child care. And they told the story in one of the, on one occasion about a young lady by the name of Queen Amuse, who was getting her degree from LaSalle University, taking graduate courses. She was working very, very hard, but she was rising at a very early hour to drop off her young daughter at a family member's home because she couldn't afford appropriate child care and affordable child care. Now here's someone doing what we would want them to do, getting a college education, getting a graduate degree. We need to be doing more to provide those early rungs on the ladder of opportunity for those who are in the early stages of family formulation, and in some cases who are raising children as single parents. So there's much more that we can do. In Philadelphia, we have a system that, even though not perfect, is working very well. And I know through CCIS out on Green Street in Northwest Philadelphia, there's an opportunity where families and parents can get access to quality child care, federally funded as a contractor with the Urban League. But again, we need to do more, and that's why I came here to the floor this evening. Now, I know that the nation is preparing for the President's Town meeting on guns tonight, and that's another issue related to families and family safety. But also, and we totally support the President's efforts in that regard, and I want to work with the administration as a member of the Appropriations Committee to help fund those gun safety activities. But we also, in terms of child care, this is about families also. in making sure that the youngest among us have every opportunity to learn and to grow. In fact, we know through the work we've done on brain science now that, as the Congresswoman from New Jersey said, this is the period of time in which the brain is like a sponge. It can learn almost anything. And we should be doing so much more in our early childhood efforts, in our child care efforts to develop the language skills and the reading skills for these young people as a basic building block for their long and lifelong education. So I thank the gentlelady for yielding me some time, and I thank her much more importantly for her extraordinary leadership on the most important issue in our nation, and that is the preparation of future generations of American leaders. Thank you, and I yield back.
Thank you. I want to thank the gentleman from Pennsylvania for his wise words and the wisdom that has come with this experience. And now, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to yield to the